Good morning, my name is Nicholas Hecko and I'm a watchmaker.
Hello, I'm Andrew. I'm also a watchmaker.
Andrew, Rolex is suing again.
Not us.
Not us, it's suing a jeweler in a far, far land.
Okay, nice.
Allegedly there is a problem.
Okay.
And we've seen this before.
Yes,
Yeah.
many times, in many different forms.
Yeah, what is the problem?
Okay. Far, far away land jewelry store and its owner are being sued by Rolex for selling customized watches. Rolex alleges that the jeweler is selling and modifying watches and watch parts that have Rolex trademarks, making them appear to be genuine Rolex-made products, even though Rolex didn't manufacture them, according to the lawsuit. It also alleges that as a result, this particular jeweler has committed acts of unfair competition by directing public attention to its counterfeit goods in such a way as to cause or be likely to cause confusion with the Rolex goods and services. Rolex claims that this jeweler has damaged the value of its business linked to its trademarks and is seeking damages.
So, fairly loaded allegations, and there is one word that I specifically think is it's a counterfeit.
Counterfeit is a very loaded word, that's for sure.
However, before we kind of throw in a couple of questions for you to answer, we're not lawyers. Zero legal expertise.
Literally. We don't have the IQ capacity to be any legal correspondent or representative in any way. Unless you consider the diploma from Mali Mokri Lug University.
Mali Mokri Lug.
Yeah. We're not lawyers. We're not giving advice. We're not giving any educational lecture whatsoever.
And we don't really care what this case is going to reveal.
Couldn't care less.
Who is going to win? Whether jeweler is in right or whether Rolex is in right, irrelevant to us.
We are merely here to comment on the concept of what is happening.
And there are really three questions that we're asking. Number one, we start easy, small bite. Individual citizen Andrew going into Rolex boutique, buying a Rolex watch, and then deciding that, not enough diamonds.
Okay, yep.
Right? You take that watch to your friend jeweler, what happens?
So I take it to the jeweler, I say, I want to put a bunch of diamonds in this watch, please. He says, yeah, fine, no worries. I pay him, I take the watch, fine.
Yeah, and it's your watch.
It's my watch, and I'm allowed to do with it whatever I want because Rolex is going to do whatever they want with my money.
That's right. They can paint your money in pink if they want.
They can literally spend it on whatever they want.
Or they can stuck diamonds on.
Actually, they can't paint it in pink. That's illegal.
Well,
that's illegal.
But they can put diamonds all over your money and glue diamonds on it.
Fine.
Yeah.
So I can do whatever I want with their watch.
Right.
With my watch.
Should the Rolex have a right to be upset?
Yes, absolutely so.
So your private watch,
Yep.
do they have a right to be upset?
100% they have the right to be upset. They put a lot of effort into that watch. They put, how many people work at Rolex?
Yeah.
Thousands, probably, I don't know.
Yep.
All of them putting all this effort in. They've got this history, that design architecture they've had for 50 years, whatever it is.
Yep.
They haven't changed the watch by more than 3 millimeters in 50 years. It's their watch, it's their baby. And I've come and destroyed it. I've put diamonds all over it, made it hideous. They 100% should be offended.
On a look and also on a performance.
Yep.
Because your friendly jeweler had to replace the bezel, to encrust with diamonds, and that watch might or might not be longer waterproof.
That's true. Yep.
Right? And what happens if you take that watch 5 years later for service?
Well, see, this is the thing. I think Rolex has the right to be upset, but they don't have the right to tell me what to do until I try to bring them back into the relationship. Because once I bought the watch and I left, they're not a part of the relationship anymore. It's just me and my watch. I can do whatever I want. But now I need them to service it. So I'm going to come back to them and say, hey guys, can you service the watch, please? They look at it and go, what the hell have you done to my boy? You know, you've ruined him. So therefore, they should be allowed to dictate the consequences. I have to replace the bezel back to an original one. I have to replace this, replace that, and you are going to pay for it.
Exactly.
And I think that's perfectly reasonable. That's a perfectly reasonable thing for the manufacturer to do.
I agree with you 100%. And if you don't like Rolex stance on servicing issue, ensuring that watch performs as per factory specification, don't take it to Rolex. Service it yourself.
Yeah.
Right, and don't bring it to us either because we won't be able to help.
And I should say the interesting thing here is Rolex is legally obligated to make that watch perform to what they claim it performs at.
Yep.
That's the thing. They can't say, oh, okay, we won't do this, we won't do that, because they have to give you a warranty, right? And that's at least in Australia. So they have to do it. They have to replace those things. They don't have a choice. Their hands are tied.
Yeah, and in real life scenario, Rolex is not going to chase every single owner who enhances his watch with diamonds. It will be a waste of time.
Yeah, of course.
However, things get a little bit more complex.
This is the next split.
Andrew and Nick as jewelers decide to start investing in Rolex watches and then modifying them with intention to sell those watches as modified piece, claiming that these watches are 100% authentic and genuine.
Yep.
Why is that a problem?
Well, I think before we answer that, I think the next question we should answer is, when does that Rolex watch that we bought brand new from the boutique, when is it no longer that Rolex watch? My personal opinion is, it's a bit of a ship of Theseus thing. My personal opinion is, the moment a hair on that watch's head is cut, it is no longer that original Rolex, right? Which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but I think that needs to be made incredibly clear.
Yeah.
So even if it's this Submariner from 1973 is completely original, except for the fact that it has a service dial. That was put there by Rolex, which is perfectly kosher. But the issue is it's not the original one. And that's important for watch collectors. So that's that question first, right? The moment you touch it, it's no longer Rolex. If we touch it and then we say that it is still Rolex, 100% we should get in trouble for that.
Yeah.
That's what I think anyway. That's my personal opinion.
We are fiddling with other people's intellectual property.
For sure.
On a technical level, in order to pave diamonds on a dial, you have to remove numerals.
Yep.
You have to remove Rolex name. Then you reapply that. You know, you're fiddling with someone's IP
Not allowed.
and trademark.
Unless you keep it.
Yeah.
If you keep it, it's fine. This is the kind of, I think that's the border really for me. If we keep that watch, fine. But the moment we go to sell it, we are asking for trouble. And the moment we say that it's Rolex, we literally have done the wrong thing.
What if we say that, well, we modify the watch, but it's not up to us to educate customers as what is really Rainbow Daytona and what is Nick and Andrew Rainbow Daytona.
Yeah.
We can't shift the blame on a customer, really. We know what we're doing.
That's absolute negligence. And this even goes back to the video that we did in regards to the auction house selling actual replicas. Like they literally said this is a replica. You can't even claim that you didn't know. You literally cannot get out of it. The moment you sell that thing, you are in trouble. So for us to, on top of that, say that we did these things or say that it's originally Rolex or whatever, we are immediately, surely going to be in trouble or should be in trouble.
And I'm taking this opportunity to ask you, the viewer, how do you feel as an owner of a genuine Rolex watch when you see a Rolex watch modified heavily, enhanced with diamonds? Do you feel that someone or somebody or jeweler or whoever is selling that watch is taking away something from you? Or do you go like, I don't care what they do, I know my watch is genuine, and like, that's a question. How do you feel about it? Leave your comment and tell us. Do we have a sympathies for Rolex in this case? I mean, the question is, does the original manufacturer, does Rolex have a legitimate right to object and pursue this matter?
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
and I think if we were in that situation, as makers of a watch with our, with your name on it, I would want us to be able to, have the right to object. So I think Rolex should as well. The only difficulty comes from, obviously, they're still working this out. It is still a current court case. So, we still have to prove what literally has happened. But based on what we know...
Based on previous historic cases, Rolex was very successful in shutting down operations where aftermarket, non-genuine Rolex parts, non-genuine dials, bezels were introduced to their watch and claimed to be genuine, 100% authentic watches. Rolex has a good history record of shutting down such operations. Would you, as a watchmaker, wear a watch like that and invest in a watch like that, or do you think that's a little bit taking it too far for no reason whatsoever? Who knows?
As a watchmaker, who is involved in literally making watches, I would not want to modify another watchmaker's watch, because I don't want someone to modify mine.
Yeah. Well,
I think that's as clear as I could.
Talking about our own watch, if someone, which is highly unlikely, ever takes our watch to a jeweler across the road and enhances it with diamonds, again, chances of that happening are zero. Should we be offended, or should we see this as a huge compliment? Who knows?
I don't think we should be offended, but I think if we wanted to be offended, we would be legally okay to be offended.
But being offended does not give you or us legal rights.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? That's true. One thing, being offended. I think that would be a compliment for us at this stage.
Yeah, for sure.
Until we kind of become a Rolex, then maybe we'll start worrying about the image.
To kind of
brand image.
To connect it to the case a little bit. This person buys our watch and goes and puts diamonds on it. Fine. Yeah, good luck to you. No worries. The moment they try to sell that watch as one of ours, then there's a problem. And then I think we legally have the right to object, which is basically exactly what Rolex is doing here.
We will keep you informed once the case is settled.
When that is,
Whenever
these things
that
can go
is.
for a long time.
Yeah. What I have noticed that the jeweler in Far Land has taken his website down. They're still present on social media.
Yeah.
That might be an indication that they are also, taking the matter seriously. But in their defense, I think they made a claim, which
what
is
was their
kind of,
response?
they said Rolex is seeking to control and dominate the market of pre-owned Rolex watches.
Yeah, okay.
Is Rolex, this is another question, is Rolex really trying to control the entire pre-owned market? I mean, if they really want to, they probably would be more sort of serious about it. But at this stage, I don't think. At this stage, I think Rolex is really trying to protect the brand image rather than control the entire market.
I think if they get a little bit more control because of this, that's kind of like a happy coincidence. That's not the purpose for this case.
Yeah.
And I think there are certain things Rolex could do if they did actually want to control the market. Like, for example, if they just started selling any watch to anyone that walks in there, they would literally be controlling the second-hand market. So if they just started producing triple the watches, you walk in, you want a Rainbow Daytona, fantastic. 3-week wait, no worries. Literally, that would be controlling the market.
Yeah.
So there are things they could do to control it. This is not one of them.
No.
I think if something comes of it, yeah, great. But I don't think that's the purpose. But maybe for our viewers, I'll leave you with this question, because I was thinking about this. Based on what we're talking about, and you can kind of get the flavor of the questions we're asking, now how do you feel about an homage watch? Because it's kind of the same thing, except in the homage case, the only thing you're changing is the name on the dial. You know what I mean? Like, this is can and should. Should you? If it's one model in a sea of other models that you've designed independently, yeah, fine.
Yeah.
If every single model that you sell is an homage for someone's most popular watch, it can't be. And you shouldn't buy it. I think you shouldn't buy it as a responsible watch collector.
Yeah. And yes, you this is a final point.
Yeah.
We love watches. We do like brands, and yes, sometimes we complain about this or that, the price or wait list, but legal matters must remain legal matter.
Yeah, for sure.
Legal rights of a brand to protect their image is out of question.
Yeah, for sure. But then the only thing that then becomes the question is how, what can happen to cause that court case, these sorts of things, which of course will be worked out once this court case is over.
All right, we wish good luck to both parties. We wish good luck to Rolex, and we also wish good luck to a jeweler in far, far land.
Yeah.
And yeah, we will be watching with interest. Now, good news.
Okay, yep.
What happened, totally unexpected, this morning when I arrived to work, the delivery was already here.
I was wondering what these 3 boxes were.
3 massive boxes.
Wow. Should I get one?
And we've got our new channel watch.
Oh.
Right. Earlier than expected. Thank you very much, Seiko.
How long was that? 2 seconds.
Look at this.
Wow.
Can you recognize this model?
This is Signore Captain Turtle. Wow, look at this.
As a viewer to this channel, you need no introduction to Captain Turtle.
Yep.
We had few pieces. We advertised them not as a channel watch. We gave few away.
Yeah.
We had fun with them
For our 100,000 subscriber draw. Yep. Oh, maybe just for anyone who is new, it's the Seiko. It's the Seiko Arctic Glacier. So we say it's the closest Seiko dial to a Grand Seiko dial because it is absolutely lovely. Retails?
Retail 2,100.
Yep.
And our price is $1,000 off. 1,100. Actually, we can make it 1,099.
1099.
Yep.
Okay.
$1,000 off. We will talk about it in detail in next video. We will do, for the first time, we'll do a proper review of the watch. But don't wait. We do have 3 boxes. We've got a fair bit of stock, but I guarantee you they will sell like hotcakes, especially because this is a very last batch of Captain Turtle delivered directly from Japan. No more.
Nice.
Okay, we got the last delivery of Captain Turtle.
You must have had to. That's like 4 lamb dinners for Aaron to get that.
What can I say? Snatch it. Someone asked with these channel watches will become even more special because they are associated with YouTube.
That. Yeah.
No guarantee.
I think that what they actually said was if you buy every single one of our channel watches and then we close the YouTube channel, will they become more? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
Anyway,
but it's a fair collection if you've bought all of them.
Send us an email. We can ship them quickly, not overseas.
Okay.
So Australian viewers only, I'm sorry. This is a condition of our dealership. But yeah, don't wait. Captain Turtle. Or maybe do wait till Monday, Tuesday when we do a full 15 points review.
Oh, nice.
I will be disassembling them, taking close-up of movement inside, dial, hands, the whole lot. No abuse test.
Okay. That was my next question. Are we gonna? This is another tortured turtle, but no.
Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you soon with another video. Do subscribe, and we appreciate all your comments. Thank you.
Why don't we bloody just record, stop, record, stop?
I don't know if we can do that here.
Yeah, you just record, stop.
Where is the pause?
There's no pause. Stop. Record, stop. Done. Next
okay,
question.
You mean
Record,
sections.
stop.
So I have 5 videos.
So you have 50 videos.
Okay.
But each of them